Now, it would be great if I just said, here, somebody hold these crutches, but I just don't feel like I'm quite there yet. And I need to be stabilized. But I'm real happy with this progress here. Problem that I have is that every time I put this freaking leg on now, it hurts my shin about right there as it goes down into the socket. And I'm not sure if my skin warms up, it gets lubricated with sweat, or the socket and the insert warms up and becomes more pliable. But usually that first 20, 30 steps is just excruciating. It feels like cheese grater on my shin. But hopefully I'll figure that out sooner rather than later. And if you can't really tell, I'm not really putting that much weight on these crutches. I'm just kind of balancing with them. A little bit of weight, especially when it sinks down too far and I go, hey, I gotta. But really, if you could see right now, I'm not really. You can see I'm just kind of holding the crutches out there, which that's kind of what I'm most excited about. I'm really excited about walking, because I mean, I'm walking with crutches, but I'm walking. I got two legs. The whole standing thing is a little bit scarier, and trying to straighten my leg out every time I walk is scary, but it's happening. And the problem I've got is I want to get back on a motorcycle, and sooner than later, but this thing does not want to cooperate. I've got to be able to get this over a motorcycle. And then I've probably got to figure out some way to take freaking crutches with me, just in case. Yeah, so I got a lot of issues to deal with, and you know, maybe I'll start figuring out some of those today. We'll see. Crutch, you're depending on your crutch, and that's kind of exactly, you know, you say things are used as a crutch. Oh, you're using that as a crutch. Well, that's most of the time that's a negative idea. You're using that as a crutch. Well, when it comes to positive, you know, what's the positive side of using something as a crutch? Well, you've got something to stabilize you. And if you didn't have the crutches, like, I don't think I'd be out here if I didn't have these crutches. I'm not to that point yet. And nobody's told me how I'm supposed to progress, but I've heard the comments, you'll be walking on one crutch soon, then sooner than that, you'll be walking on no crutches. I wanna move to a cane, because I think, to me, that seems like the natural progression. I've tried out a cane already, and it was a little bit scary, but I mean, to me, that's a progression. And to me, it's also it's less of a crutch and more of a stability thing. And I would even consider two, like canes or walking sticks. Hiking poles is what I use. But that may be what I do. I may just, when I eventually get on the motorcycle, instead of carrying crutches around, I just carry a couple of canes. We'll see. Stability. Less crutching, more stability. When I genuinely sit back and try to examine my progress, when I actually give it some thought and think, okay, am I really progressing? Where do I need to be? What do I need to get to the further point? It's easier for me to just sit back and go, look at the reality, look at how far you've come, look at all this. It's easier. But when I'm just bouncing up on my leg and I got to go somewhere, I get really frustrated because I don't feel that immediate pain and inability. It's always very frustrating for me because I feel in that moment that I should be progressing further than I am. Yeah, perspective. I keep talking about perspective, pushing yourself away from the moment, pushing yourself away from the emotions and going, looking at it like a third person, looking at it like somebody that's not attached, looking at it from the perspective of somebody that has two legs and is not as emotional as I am and is not in this little bubble that I am, looking at it from the perspective of, say, my audience, which, you know, some of the comments that I've gotten have kind of pushed me through this frustration and pain that I've gotten not being where I think I should be. And, you know, I felt like, in the moment, I felt like the week I first got my leg, I should have been walking, you know, within a couple of days, like without crutches or anything. But, you know, I think the reality is maybe there's a few people that can and are willing to take the risk of falling on their face when they fail. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to step back and just analyze and go, okay, you've had the leg for less than 3 weeks. You're not progressing as far as you want. When you first put the leg on, it's more painful than you would expect. But every day I feel like I'm making progress. It's not huge progress, but it's progress. And I went to sign up for a gym membership yesterday, and I got in there, and I was like, I was more impressed, and I was going to turn around and go back and sign up at the desk, but the whole damn time I was in there, it was coughing. You know, I'm still trying to clear my lungs out, and I'm like, I'll come back some other time. And not just that, I want to focus on walking more than anything else, rather than tearing up my body, tearing up some of the things some of the muscles that I might need to be walking. And right now, that's the main thing. And that's what I decided. I was like, I can come back. I can come back even a week from now. I can come back and start into the gym. I know I need to build up my body. I know I need to get my endurance and my stamina up, my cardio, which is non-existent. But I go back to what's the most important to me right now. Most important is walking, being able to strap on my leg first thing in the morning and go somewhere, get out and go somewhere. And right now I'm still having to use crutches just because it's a crutch, but it also makes me feel confident that, you know, I can get up and down and get out of somewhere instead of just going, whoops, where's my crutches? And I would say probably maybe by the end of the week, I'll be walking with a cane. That would be great. It's just every time I put weight on this freaking leg, it's like, ooh, what's going to happen? I just got to remember to keep the leg straight. I've got to remember how to walk, because it's really odd. I almost feel like a stroke victim, because it's like I can feel the leg. It feels really weird. And how do I actually operate this thing? Because my impulse is always to just go walking, and I can't do that. I've got to straighten my leg out, which hurts, and then I put the weight on it. And, you know, it's, I don't know. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. I'm just walking here. I'm walking here.
You know what I mean? Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Up yours, you son of a bitch. You don't talk to me that way. Get out of here.
All right, I guess that's all I got. I would like to go get some delicious Asian food. So I guess that'll be the end of this little update. Thanks for watching.
For what? What am I dragging my bum leg around town for, you know?